So I want to make sure you can link the reels into chasing the sun. And we're going to start that with laser pistols, which I think we did a little bit last week, but we're going to review it now. So let's see, let's face this way. And we're going to start with our laser pistols like this. Right? And you're circling forwards. So as the laser pistols go past your hips, the fingers have to point up from the wrists as you turn. Then you drop them, go over the shoulders, and put them at the ground as you turn. So they go down to their hips and they point up at the sky. They go up to the shoulders, point down at the ground. Go to the hips and it's like you're trying to tickle the sky. Go up to the shoulders, you're trying to tickle the ground. Down to the hips, up to tickle the sky, tickle the ground. You're pointing to the sky as you turn, pointing to the ground as you turn. You can really, and it's just from the wrists. See, my arms would drop, but my wrists are trying to reach to the sky, my fingers, and then I'm trying to tickle the ground. Scratch the sky, scratch the ground. Scratch the sky, scratch the ground. Then you grab your poi. And now first review the turns. If you're going forwards this way, remember the hands scoop up behind you at the hips. And then as they go over your shoulders, they drop down behind your shoulder blades. So they flip up at your hips, and then they flip down behind your shoulders. And you're going to practice so you can loop that from up to the sky, down to the ground. 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 And I'm going to turn and mirror you. So the trick is you want to relax, and once you're doing it, you don't need to turn your body too much. So I'm not turning all the way 180 anymore, although it's possible. It's much more relaxed than that. You're turning just enough. So you're swaying your body, but it's more like 45 degrees to each side. And that should be plenty. So of course, what you want to do is now you want to turn around, and now you're doing this with me. Same thing, we're facing this direction, and again, behind the hips, over the shoulders, behind the hips, over the shoulders till you're just rolling it. And again, if that's any trouble at all, put the poi down, and from just with the hands, point to the sky, point to the ground, point to the sky, point to the ground, tickle the sky, tickle the ground. This is the motion. Sky, ground, sky, ground. And you can even let that speed up till it's kind of rolling along. Up behind the hips, down behind the shoulders, up behind the hips, down behind the shoulders, up behind the hips, down behind the shoulders. And then you can add poi. Up behind the hips, down behind the shoulders, up behind the hips, down behind the shoulders, up behind the hips, down behind the shoulders, and you're chasing the sun the other way. Boom, 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 boom. So ultimately what you want to be able to do is when you're doing that move, you want to get to a point, it doesn't have to be perfect this week, but you want to start working where on either one you could just stay at the shoulders, go back to chasing the sun, and you can also just stay at the hips, then back to chasing the sun. So we'll see how that